Are you thinking about making the move to Northeast Florida and you've stumbled upon St. John's and want to know why people love it here? Well, then this is the video for you. I'm Caitlin Blosser. I'm a local mom and realtor, and I'm going to tell you the top 10 reasons why I love St. John's, Florida. This is living in St. John's. Like I said, I'm a local realtor, so if you live here now and looking to make a move, or you're looking to relocate to St. John's, I would love the opportunity to help you. I have a Calendly app in my bio. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well to keep learning to see if this is the right fit for you. But on that app, you can schedule a one-on-one Zoom call with me so we can get to know a little bit more about each other and see if we're the right fit to help you make that move here. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and dive into those 10 reasons why I love St. John's. And number one, and this is the big deciding factor when we moved back to Florida, why we came to St. John's, and it is the schools. St. John's is known for its school system. It has been historically and consistently an A-rated school district. We have a lot of 10s and 9s elementary and high schools, a lot of 10s and 9s K through 8 academies, which in today's day and age isn't so common. So knowing those ratings are here, knowing I'm not going to have to shop for private schools or look into charter schools was a huge relief, knowing kids were on the way. So, and that is typically what draws a ton of people to St. John's when they're moving to the Jacksonville or Northeast Florida area. They stumble upon the schools here, and that's what helps make their decision. So with that being said, that brings me to number two. If schools are what's driving a lot of people here, that means we have a lot of families here. So we have a lot of parks. We have a lot of family-friendly neighborhoods that all have family-friendly amenities, parks like sports parks, playgrounds, things to do that are for your family. And that was another big draw. We didn't want to move into a neighborhood where there were a lot of older people. Like, we knew we wanted to be around other families so our kids could have friends. And let me tell you, every day, pick up the kids from school and we are in our front yard, moon bounce and all, with all the neighborhood kids out and about. During COVID, it was amazing because we were all driveway drinking, kind of all keeping our distance, but keeping that social aspect alive. So with it being family friendly, and I'm going to emphasize friendly, there's a lot of, like, if you don't like talking to your neighbors, this might not be the place for you because everyone is so friendly and involved. And I think that's also one of the reasons why I love number one, is because our schools see such great family involvement that helps keep that rating up. Which brings me to number three. I love St. John's for the water access. We are a boating family, and being in St. John's, you're right on the St. John's River, sandwiched with the intercoastal, and then you have the beach. So if you like to boat, intercoastal and St. John's County are minutes away. You're minutes away from boat ramps to go fishing, kayaking, boating. The intercoastal Roscoe Road, one of my favorites to not only look at gorgeous houses, but you have restaurants right on the water. There's Valley Smoke, Palm Valley Fish Camp, truly a sight to see. And then of course you have the beach. Michaelers Beach is probably the most popular beach for St. John's County residents, but you can head down south to Butler Beach, which is right outside St. Augustine. You can go north to Jack's Beach, where there's a ton of public entrances. Purpose Point is a great beach that you can drive on. So I know my friends love that because with kids, you know, when you go to the beach, you have to pile so much into the car. So they love it. They load it all into their truck, park at the beach. You only have to unload it 5 feet, not take your wagon and haul it like you do at Mickler's. Load it all up, head home, and hose everything down. So there are so many water access points, regardless of what you're doing. And not only water access, this brings me to point number 4, which is the number of outdoor activities. I touched on this a little earlier with the amenities, because we have so many pools, so many playgrounds, so many sports fields for youth sports, but other outdoor activities. There's hiking here. Now, you're not hiking up mountains because it is Florida, but there's a lot of trails, a lot of golf, a lot of bike paths. Biking is really big here, not just off-road biking, but on-road biking. It's big in St. John's. We already said kayaking. There's just so much to do outdoors. So if you want to get your kids off the tablets, you want to kind of breathe in that fresh air, I promise you there is a ton to do here. Which, the beauty of all the outdoor activities is my reason number 5 for loving St. John's, and that is the weather. I'm going to talk about weather in a couple different scenarios. So one, the weather is great. Yes, it's Florida, so we do see heat in the summer. It does get pretty hot, but you're not going to see that South Florida heat. We're a coastal town because we're right next to the beach. So we do get that ocean breeze that helps kind of tame it down a little bit. And while it is humid, it's not like middle of the state humid. That breeze really helps with the humidity. We call it winter, depending on where you're moving from. Everyone laughs at us because 60 degrees to us is freezing. You'll very rarely get days in like the 30s, 40s, like very rare, and we die on those days. But most of fall and spring, and even winter, like in the morning, you're dressed for winter, but by midday, it feels so good out. And then the temperature will drop again at night. There's a couple of days a year in the winter that people have to put blankets on their plants, do things like that, but it's nothing like where you have to leave a faucet dripping for fear that your pipes are going to freeze. And then the second part of weather I want to talk about is hurricanes. We are not South Florida, thankfully. So the risk of hurricanes decreases drastically in Northeast Florida. If you look at the state, we kind of curve in, and then the United States kind of heads back out in Georgia. And because we're in that pocket, we do stay more protected. Now, unfortunately, with the last couple of hurricanes that have hit Tampa, it's a swirl of water. So we have gotten kind of that influx of rain and things like that. But a direct hit, thankfully, we've been in the clear here. Things that they thought were going to hit us have kind of always skirted and hit the Carolinas instead. So if hurricanes is a big fear for you, but you're looking to move to Florida, Northeast Florida might be the perfect fit. Halfway done with the countdown and still so much to go. So let's go to number 6. My number 6 reason for loving St. John's is we are sandwiched between Jacksonville and St. Augustine. You have Jacksonville to the north, St. Augustine to the south. We're about 30 minutes from both downtowns, historic St. Augustine and downtown Jacksonville. This is great because, again, historic St. Augustine is going to give us that touristy, historical side of it. And then we have metropolitan, downtown Jacksonville. Both offer the concerts. We have aquariums, we have museums. They are on the smaller scale compared to bigger cities, but the variety is there. You have the great restaurants, the things that bring people to the city, but we're not in the big scheme of it. You know what I mean? Like we're sandwiched in the middle. So it's all accessible, all the holiday festivities, things like that, but we're not in the heart of it all. And I love that because, like I said, it's a 30-minute drive, so you can get there in no time, but you're not living in it the rest of the time. With that being said, my number 7 reason for loving St. John's is all of the sports teams we have. And that is going to take us back up to Jacksonville. But as you know, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars. Go Jags. But we do have a ton of other sports teams. We have an arena football team, the Sharks, and they won a couple of national championships. And let me tell you, that is an experience. It's like nonstop. I love it because you're in the AC. It's a quick, fast-paced game, a ton of fun. We have Iceman hockey. We have the Jumbo Shrimp, which is baseball that feeds into the Miami Marlins. We have TPC, which is a great time every spring. It's like a week-long event. It's the Players Championship, which is like the 5th major. People call it the 5th major. So again, brings a ton of people in, a ton of fun things to do that week. And the best thing that I love, aside from golf is huge, and the Jags is professional. But what I love about the Jacksonville sports teams is, yes, it's not like Tampa where you have a ton of major league teams. What I love about Jacksonville teams is, since they aren't major, you can get tickets to them, and tickets to them are typically cheap. So if you're looking for something to do, you can probably hit up one of those. And I did forget, we do have a soccer team, the Jacksonville Armada, which I think is joining the pro MLS schedule in 2025. But it's great because you can go to a hockey game on a Wednesday night for like $15. Same with Jumbo Shrimp. We do have the Savannah Bananas have come every year. It sells out. But overall, you get a taste of everything. And again, you don't have to pay hundreds of dollars. And even for the Jags, like the first game or two always starts out strong. The playoffs, we love them when they're in the playoffs, but there does become a time where tickets are pretty cheap depending on the season. And that's a benefit because there's some cities where like everything's sold out all year long, or unless you're paying a really pretty penny. So number 8 reason why I love St. John's, and it kind of has to do with the location of St. John's, is our location to airports. So if you go north, we have Jacksonville International Airport, which is about 45 minutes. It's truly on the north side of Jacksonville, maybe an hour depending on the time of the day. But I love the Jacksonville Airport because it is so small, so quaint. You go through security and you go left for some gates or you go right for some gates and you're there in no time. So this is bad. I probably get to the airport 45 minutes before my flight. I should probably bump it up to an hour, but that's how small our airport is. So we have Jacksonville Airport, but we're also about 2 hours away from the Orlando Airport. So you have options. And we all know the Orlando Airport International, it's a huge hub. So you can really price out tickets. Is it cheaper to go out of Orlando than it is to Jacksonville? And then obviously Orlando is huge, has so many gates. You know, you have to take the trolley from gate to gate. So you do need more time there. But the option for these bigger flights is there. So it's great to be able to shop to airports when you're looking to travel. And again, one's an hour away, one's 2 hours away. So it doesn't really add much travel time if you truly can save on that flight. Now, going away from airports, number 9, girls come with me, guys too. Spas. We have some great spas here in St. John's and surrounding areas. My favorite is the spa at Ponte Vedra Inn and Club, and then the Ritz in Amelia Island. Both are like the true spa experiences where once you get your service done, there's pools, there's hot tubs, there's steam rooms, there's things to hang out and enjoy and make a whole day of your service. There's also a spa at Sawgrass. There's a spa at the Omni in Amelia Island. There's spas all over, and most of them are on the beach. They all have pools. It's just a great day to relax. My favorite thing is Mother's Day. We always go to the Ritz and hang out all day, and it is the best thing ever. So feel free to join me. And then my 10th reason why I love St. John's is the development. You guys know I'm a native to Jacksonville. I grew up in Jacksonville. My aunt and uncle actually lived with us when I think I was in elementary school and built in St. John's in the year 2000. And I remember 210, County Road 210 was like a 2-lane road, and there was nothing out here aside from a couple of neighborhoods and like horse barns. And my uncle always jokes that the only thing to do in St. John's at the time was to drink at the KOA campsite. Like that was the hangout right off 95, which is not even there anymore. It's like truck stops and more neighborhoods. And I remember I'd go and babysit my cousins, and my aunt would have to go to Publix all the way down in Ponte Vedra Beach, and it would be like a full day experience, or it would be like a full day sitting so she could go run errands because it was so far away. But that was 24 years ago, and we still have so much room for development. So in terms of development, it's come a long way, but we're still building so many neighborhoods. And because the neighborhoods are new, they're going to have those state-of-the-art amenity centers that I was talking about as one of the reasons why I love St. John's. You know, they're going to be those master plan communities built around things being golf cart accessible, with the great like lazy rivers, gyms in the amenity centers. You know, it's like, it's not like some towns where it's like you're taking what's old and trying to revitalize what you have. Instead, St. John's is still so new. You can be a part of the development. I know our county commissioner meetings and things like that, where people are talking about kind of what's coming next. There's a lot of community input on that. We have a ton of hospitals coming here. St. Vincent's just opened up. There's plans for a lot more. So it's really fun and exciting to be part of that development, not only from the residential side, but the commercial side. So those are my top 10 reasons to move to St. John's. If you live here or looking to live here and you have a question, I would love to know in the comments what you love, what you want to know more about, maybe something that you moved here and you didn't realize that maybe you don't love. So hit me up down there. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I try to post a video every Friday with something new about living in St. John's. And as always, if you want to book an appointment with me, the link is in my bio. We can schedule a Zoom call, get to know each other a little bit more so I can help you with your move to St. John's, Florida. So have a great day. See you guys next week.